I was waking up each morning dreading the day. Like, that is the worst thing, because the one thing on this planet that money cannot buy is time. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for stopping by. My name's Crystal and today we're going to do a video on my channel that I've wanted to film for quite a while. If you are an OG subscriber, you will know that I've been missing for a couple of weeks, and in my 4 most recent videos I was more or less saying that I was going to be back more consistently and producing content for you guys on a regular basis. That hasn't really been happening, and that is because of the topic that we're going to cover today, and that is going to be talking about your reasons why. Like, why do we do what we do in life? Why are we part of the rat race? Why do we try to establish a new business? Why do we go to the gym to work on our bodies? Why do we keep relationships with people that might not be necessarily very good for you? Like, why do we involve ourselves in this rat race every single day? Like, why are we a part of this? So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, and then look at that from a personal perspective as well. Talk about the elephant in the room. I might look a bit different, and I'll talk about this as well in this video. I have no fake tan on. This is me as I am. It is still the dead of winter here in Australia, and I live in Melbourne, and I just don't want to do it at the moment. I just have no interest in fake tanning. I have no interest in appealing to everybody else. I have no interest in like wasting my time on things like that when there are other important things that I've got going on in my life. So that was a bit of a rambly intro. I'm sorry, I'm a bit out of touch with filming. So hope you guys do decide to subscribe to my channel. I am going to try and be more consistent with my uploads. I am going to only be committing to 1 upload a week, and that is going to be on a Saturday. I do makeup content here. I also do commentary videos, and I am going to be getting back into vlogging. So it is kind of an all-rounded channel here. So if you like that kind of stuff, do not forget to subscribe, and also go and check me out on Instagram. My handle's on the screen for you guys to go and check me out over there. And without further ado, let's just jump straight into the video. So collecting my thoughts a bit more, I am using my hands a lot, so I'm so sorry if that's really annoying. I'm just out of practice, but I've started a new job in the past couple of weeks, and I will be transparent about the reason why I left my previous job. It was because it was no longer fulfilling for me. The lockdown 4.0 for Melbourne really hit me like a ton of bricks. It's been hard. It's been hard for everybody. Sydney's still affected by lockdown. My heart goes out to everybody there. Melbourne, we've done it. Sydney, you can do it. It's definitely possible. You've just got to put your head down and go for it. It's hard. Like, there's no other way of putting it. It is hard, and it really does for people that are probably a little bit younger. Like, everyone's affected, but people that are younger and just starting to enter the workforce or have been in the workforce for a couple of years, it makes them evaluate, why are you doing your 9 to 5 or 8 to 4 or whatever that is for you in the context of your role, sitting at your desk just flat out working all day? What is the purpose? What is the driver, the reason behind it? And what is important for you in that moment that is giving you gratification here and now? Now, this generation, I'm not a millennial, I'm the generation or 2 before, I'm Gen X, but it is very, very much impacting Gen X right now. And I'll probably go into generational impacts and stuff in other videos down the track, but just so that you guys know, I'm 27, I am Gen X, I believe, potentially Gen Y. I know that I don't categorize as a millennial, and that's like the buzzword at the moment. Like, millennials are feeling this, and like everybody who is like 20 to 30 is categorized as a millennial, which is not the case. Millennials are only just turning 21 this year. Like, a millennial is the 2000s. So keep that in mind. Now, for me, when it was lockdown 4.0, I bought this house, I'd gotten married, I got my dream dog, I was getting paid quite well. Like, I wasn't like badly paid whatsoever. I had a fantastic boss. The company that I worked for was huge, very stable during COVID. It's probably the most stable business during COVID, quite frankly. And it wasn't enough for me. And now, for somebody who might have been maybe a couple of generations older than me, that probably would have been enough. But the job that I was doing was not developing me as a person. I just was doing the same thing every single day, same phone calls, same problem, same process. Like, nothing was stimulating enough for someone like me. And like, I'm in my prime years, 25 to 40, you're in your prime years. So for me, I'm just like, well, I can't see myself doing this for the next year, let alone 5 years, let alone 10 years. Like, yes, it's paying me well, and yes, I'll own my house and this, that and the other in X amount of time. It's a good company, but it is not enough. Like, what is my why? And I was waking up each morning dreading the day. Like, that is the worst thing, because the one thing on this planet that money cannot buy is time. It doesn't matter how rich you are, you cannot buy time. You cannot buy those days back. And for me, when I was waking up every single day for like 6 months going, I don't want to do this. I don't, like, not that I don't want to wake up, it's that I don't want to do the same thing again today, but then there's no scope to do anything different. Why am I doing this? What is driving me? Now, that actually prompted me to resign. I decided to resign. I decided to leave a permanent, full-time, stable job in a government agency to go across to a contract role, which was a higher title, slightly higher pay, not a whole heap, but it was a job that had an impact in the education space, which for me, like, that's fulfilling in itself. I'm having an impact on our future generations in a roundabout way. I work in HR, so I work in the talent space of HR. It is very roundabout way, but it is impacting the students of the future, which gives me gratification in the first place. The job also was in regional Victoria, which meant I didn't have to travel to Melbourne. Like, quite frankly, I just don't want to go to Melbourne, period. Like, Melbourne has great food, Melbourne has great people, no shade to people who live in Melbourne. I just don't want to be there. I'm not interested. I'm a regional girl, I always have been, and it's time for me to go back to my roots, and I just don't want to do that commute anymore. I don't want the risk, I don't want the exposure. This world that we live in now, it's flip-flopping. It's constantly flip-flopping for us here, and it's just not enough for somebody to mentally deal with. Now, coming back to the topic, the main topic that we're on about today, like, because I am babbling, sorry. My partner and I went with his family to go and look at some properties literally yesterday. So today is Sunday when I'm filming this. I don't know when this will go up. I am bulk filming today. It was yesterday, and there was a property there in particular that was going for a lot of money, about 1.5 million, which is so far out of my budget. It's ridiculous, but we were just looking just to see what was out there. Now, this property was everything that I could have wanted. If I had that kind of money just sitting there, I would have went for it, but I don't. And I'm 27, and if somebody has that kind of money now, wow, that's so awesome you've been able to do that, but that's not me. And I just remember standing there at this house, because it was a 40-acre farm property, and there was no neighbours, heaps of beautiful grassland. You could run cows, you could run sheep, had a beautiful 4-bedroom home, which needed a bit of work, but it was, the bones of it was fine. And I just remember standing there to myself and saying, this is why. This is why I'm in the rat race. This is why I want to work on my YouTube channel and connect with people, because I feel like people out there need to hear this message. This is why I work my 8.5 hours a day. This is why I put the effort into saving more money than spending more money, looking for good deals. This is why I take care of my body now whilst I'm young, so that when I'm older I can go and work on a farm like this and contribute in one way or another. It just, that was my why. I felt like I've been lost. I think I knew my why in 2019. I lost my why in 2020. I lost a lot of things in 2020. I lost my mental stability. I lost my physical fitness. I lost a lot of things. I didn't lose my job, so financial security was one thing I didn't lose, but I did actually lose a lot of other things in that process. But I was standing at this property, and the number was in my head, 1.5 million was in my head, and I just remember saying to myself, this is why. Now, my message today is essentially, find your why. If you are feeling unmotivated, if you're feeling lost, if you feel like you've made the wrong path in life, like you're doing a career that you went to uni and you really built up your portfolio and stuff on your CV to be in that place, and you're going, why am I doing this? Like, what is the point? Like, there's lockdowns, and every single time there's a lockdown, all I have going for me is my job, because I'm sitting at my desk. Some people don't even have that. And I guess this kind of goes on the side of gratitude as well. Definitely emanating gratitude and giving yourself some kind of slack. Like, you can't do anything about these external outliers, like the current situation the world is facing. You can't control it. You can do things like get vaccinated, you can do things like proper social distancing, proper social distancing, ordering your groceries online. There's lots of things that you can do to protect yourself, but the overall issue, you can't control that. Now, keeping that in mind, that should be a huge motivator to you in terms of being like, right, this is what I want to do. I need to have my goals set out clearly in my mind. If you do prefer things like vision boards and stuff like that, I will do a video on that in the future. I haven't got a vision board. I do think that they're very powerful, but at the same time, I don't mind. I like scripting. I have some stuff on my channel about scripting. I was into it last year and then I kind of stepped away from it, but I honestly think that that period in my life when I was scripting every single day for something like 6 weeks or whatever it was, my life did actually get better because I got the house that I wanted. I'm now a talent acquisition business partner, which is what I was scripting at the time I wanted to be. I do have the saved amount of money that I wanted. I think I said that I wanted to have 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. I will eventually reach that. It's not a ridiculous goal, but when you are, say for example, let's use YouTube as an example. Say you are filming every single weekend, you're uploading 3 times a week and you're just not getting any subscribers, you're not really getting any views. You have to remind yourself of the why. If you're doing it for views, if you're doing it for subscribers or for money or whatever, you will never get what you're after. You need to have a why that's realistic. Something like, I just want to have an impact on 5 people's lives. So if there are 5 people out there that see this video and they're just thinking, oh, I'm so over my life right now, like I'm just not happy with where things are going. Do I need to reevaluate everything? I know that I had some struggles a couple of weeks ago where I was saying to myself, oh my goodness, like I've built this amazing career with some really great companies. I'm in a very, very good position financially and personally in terms of my achievements, but is this it? I'm 27 and I'm thinking, is this it? Because if it is, this isn't enough for me. So back yourself. Tell yourself there are things in this world that you're trying to achieve down the track. They're not going to happen in 5 minutes. And I think that's another problem with the current generation, mine included. We want instant gratification, instant impact, and we want shiny, fancy things now. If you need to take a break off social media to step away from that absolute bull dust about everybody has Chanel handbags, blah, 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 blah. Everyone owns a house. Everyone has a Mercedes. How much debt are those people in? Like, you're in debt. You're behind. You're not ahead. Yeah, you have something shiny and fancy, but you're living on the edge. Like, why? Like, that why is very different to the why that we're talking about today. Now, I really hope that this makes sense. I feel a bit frazzled because I haven't filmed in such a long time, but I am going to be focusing on commentary videos over the next couple of weeks. This is something that I want to do. I want to start documenting this kind of stuff because I'm having these thoughts and I'm not finding content online that is helping me, because right now I do think that people are struggling exceptionally, especially those in Sydney that are still in a lockdown. By the time this video goes up, hopefully Melbourne's still out of its lockdown, but you don't know these days. But I really do feel for everybody who is impacted right now. If you are interested in having a discussion on this kind of thing, please do leave a comment below. I hope you are doing well. If you are struggling like myself, you will get through this. Don't tell yourself that you won't, because you will. And I'm always going to be here to have a chat with you if you need to. So that's all for me today. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel if you like this kind of content. I will be doing more commentary videos, like I said, so make sure you keep an eye out for those, and I will be uploading every single Saturday at 6 AM Melbourne time, so keep an eye out for those videos. And until the next one, thank you guys for stopping by, and I will see you then. Thanks. Bye.